What is up, my dudes? So this is the track that I cannot pronounce at all, but it's made by Nick DeLion or Nick DeLeon or however you say your name. I think I remember you from some other track way back in the day, but so let's check this thing out, man. Am I even going the right way? I always got to make sure. That looks like the downside of a jump. So I've been messing around with a lot of my graphical settings with this new PC for Reflex, and it's making things look insane, dude. Like, I've never seen Reflex like this before. Let me just ride wheelies all over this track. So it's a nice sandy base. Coming up a little short on some stuff here. So I think this is a replica track of a real-life track in Russia, possibly? Did I read that right? Or am I thinking of the wrong country? I don't know. I think maybe Russia. Is Russia a country? I don't know. God. Are we talking New York is my country? I can't... Some of those overseas stuff, man. Country, continent always fucks me up, dog. Dude, this sand is deep, though. I kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit. I was trying to say something, then I got caught up in the track. This thing's pretty badass, though, dude. This is cool. I like this. Got a nice... Oh, yeah, I was talking about the graphics of it. Just look completely different. So I'm playing this in 20... what is the resolution of this? 1440 by 2026 something, 2650, something like that. So this is way more resolution than I've ever played Reflex in before, but it's only 60 frames per second. It's not 144. Is that a basketball court over there? The hell? So it's not like the maximum frame rate that you can possibly run Reflex at, but I think it's still pretty good for what it is here. And everything just looks better at a higher resolution. And whenever I actually did a recording of the lower resolution, but with a higher frame rate, it didn't look good at all. It had like a weird screen tearing effect, like right in the middle of the screen. So I don't really know what was going on with that. But there's a lot of little things you got to go in there and test before you can record a video on just a random graphical setting of something. But let's see here. So the fans on my PC, they start to pick up speed a little bit whenever I don't know what causes that. If they get a little bit hot, I don't know, but it's been doing that kind of here randomly. I know I got in there and took one of the fans off because it was making a little bit extra racket, and so I cleaned it, and then I tightened it back up, and I kind of noticed when I was taking it off, I kind of noticed one of the screws was a little bit loose on it. So now I was like, huh, maybe that was what was causing that noise, you know, when they put it in. Wow, that's a huck. So I honestly think the noise the fan was making was just simply because of they didn't have it all the way tight enough on one of the little screws. So I put that all back together and it quit making the noise. But it does do this random thing where the fans will pick up speed. You know, I had Origin PC. Oh, God. What the fuck is this? I think I got lost in the vortex of space and time right there. But whenever I had Origin set it up, I had those dudes set up the fan speeds and all that kind of stuff. I didn't do any of that because they did all the extreme overclocking of everything. So I just left it on what they had it on. And so it does randomly pick up speed at times for some random reason. I don't know if it's just getting a little bit hotter or what happens, but hopefully it's not affecting the video sound too much. But yeah, dude, pretty sick little track right here. Small tabletop right there. See if we can try some inside lines. But this Reflex looking good, dog, on this higher resolution. But it still has its weird kind of like... I always play on VertSync on Reflex. Like, my VertSync game is strong with Reflex. I've always had to play it like that. Oh, you can definitely hook that table all the way. I've always had to use VertSync. I don't know why. It just... Everything kind of... It just doesn't play right unless I use VertSync on it. And it's funny because MX Simulator is the exact opposite. Like, VertSync will kill MX Simulator. Once I realized that about MX Simulator, that was definitely a big change. But because I had a PC before that. 2 PCs ago, I was playing MX Simulator with VertSync off, and I didn't even realize it. Oh shit, here this goes again. I didn't even realize it, that I was doing that, and then I got that new PC, and it was, the VertSync was turned on, and this was before I really got into those options and stuff like that. Let's see if we can hook this bitch. Oh, yeah, that's all good, dog. Just broke my entire body. Don't worry. So, like, whenever I got the PC before this one, I realized about how critical having VertSync off for MX Simulator was, and I was wondering, like, what is this weird lag that this thing's doing? Like, it had a input delay, basically, and so when I turned the VertSync off, it was like, oh, thank God. Finally, I get my normal MX Simulator back, but this Reflex is kind of the opposite. Like, it feels like it doesn't play right unless you have VertSync turned on. So, woo! Riding like fucking James Stewart right now, dog. So, yeah, that's just a little tip for some of you guys out there. VertSync off for Simulator, VertSync on for Reflex is what I've kind of figured out. So, some people probably play with this game VertSync off, but I play with it on. So that's probably, I don't know, it still has a little bit of kind of like the terrain will be kind of tearing a little bit, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be as far as like showing all the little black lines and weird stuff like that. But track review, my God, Spencer. Okay, so obviously you can see super sandy track, about like a Southwick or something like that. Super rough in areas. These are probably some of the 2 biggest jumps on the whole track. Really fun. Whoa, you can overjump that one. Woo! But you can see the roughness, like, oh my God, dude. Fucking been some gophers out here making love or something on this track, dude. Pretty insanity roughness, but it's cool, man. With Reflex, it's cool to have that because usually tracks are just too damn smooth. Woo! Some big old hucks, boy. You got to land on some of those braking bumps or acceleration bumps, or whatever those are, pretty much perfectly if you're going to huck that wide open. So I could see a lot of skill gap on this track right here, a lot of time to put into it to actually get that wicked fast lap time that you want. It's got a mixture of some tight style corners and smaller jumps, and also longer sections with just big jumps that you can hit them as hard as you want to. Like there's kind of that infinity landing, if you know what I'm saying. Sick little basketball court, whatever that is over there. But yeah, I love tracks like this that actually have some skill gap to them. Definitely want to hit the brakes on that one. That's probably one of the biggest, like, you must hit the brakes on kind of sections there. As far as the off track, you can see everything's filled in real nicely. And my white tee, gray tee today, dude. Love me some plain t-shirts. Hanes, sponsor me, dude. So that jump, if I could just hit that roughness a little better beforehand, I could pop all the way over that. It's kind of got like a little bit of a multi-landing spot to it. Woo! Definitely deep sand, though, dude. You got to learn how to carry that momentum on this track. It's one of those sand tracks, no doubt about it. All kinds of ruts going everywhere. And it's pretty cool, like you'll land off of a jump, then there will be some roughness before you hit the next jump, so you get kind of squirrely when you're trying to go from jump to jump. You can see the ruts right there, really cool. I like the actual the ground decal on this as well. It's got like a mixture of kind of red clay sand almost mixed with, I don't think you're meant to huck it that far. That may be a little too far right there. It's got a mixture of like what you would think normal sand would look like, mixed with like red clay kind of sand, red dirt vibe to it as well. So sick track, dude. I mean, IDK, what else to say? It's just, it's cool. It's a good one for sure. My voice is going out. I'm about to sound like a baby girl right now. Okay. Rut line's insane. You know, you can just kind of go wherever you want to on the track. Like, I can take the inside here, be a super fun track to race on. Woo! Hitting that berm like a boss. Take the inside so that you don't have as much speed on that. And you could always roll around the outside. The bike just kind of slides everywhere and fucking just goes in the sand like it should, you know. Just kind of how it would on normal sand. But let's see. So this I was thinking, look how wide the track is right here, dude. You can get all the way over here. Oh, yeah, dog. Jump that. I was being a fool right there going in that roughness on the right side. But a super wide track, though. Like, there's just all kinds of lines. I almost feel like you could kind of cheat on this track if you know, like, got, like, way over here and just skipped all of that roughness. Most of the roughness looks to be more in the middle. Backwards, dude. Look back at it. Woo! You know, like, a way you might be able to cheat right here is just get, like, right on the tip edge of the track. What's funny is, like, you'll notice dudes doing that in real life pro racing. Like, they'll be just, you know, right on the edge of the track, basically missing, like, every bit of the track. Pretty hilarious. Oh, okay, then. Let's just grind that with our fucking spinal cord. Okay. So, whoa. I always love popping wheelies in this game. I like popping wheelies, period, but I'm one of those kind of dudes. I lean back more on this game. I've always kind of done that a little bit. I feel like most people don't even really lean back in this game much, but I always do it because a lot of times you're really not going to flip over. You're just going to get more traction. So that's one of the, like, more advanced tips of this game. Lean that thing back, dude, everywhere. Might as well. Woo, that was a fast line in that corner. I, like, popped over every single one of those braking bumps and then didn't hit that corner right at all. But you can see the off-track trees. Somewhat standard woodland, but he's got so many objects and fences and porta potties and stuff out there that it's pretty good, dude. I mean, I would call this like a fully completed reflex track. Definitely, no doubt. I'm going to give this thing a 9 overall, and I'm going to say the difficulty, you could probably say it's hard for a reflex track. These ruts are gnarly. It's definitely not like a smooth experience. I mean, it's smooth, like, it's not super difficult, but you're constantly hitting roughness, so there is a level of, like, you have to have bike control on this track for sure. No doubt about it. Whoa. But anyways, dude, sick track. So appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dude.